Hi, my name is Karen Crozier. Um, Excuse me today, I'm not at my best, but it's been a rough day for me. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of my father's death, the late Dick Crozier. I've had a heck of a time today. I have a DVD of him doing what he loved best, portraying Robert E. Lee, and I was trying to upload it to YouTube, and something with Facebook screwed it all up, and so that didn't happen. And I just was doing a note about him, and it disappeared off Facebook too. But there are a lot of notes on my page about my father, and I would appreciate it if you could watch or read them, because he did so many wonderful things in his life. He was born Stephen Thomas Walsh in Cortland, New York on October 25th, 1946. He was placed up for adoption and adopted by Jerry and Esther Crozier, who renamed him Gerald. He prefers G. Richard Crozier, but preferred to be called Dick. He went to Homer High School. He did very well in school, got a scholarship to Ithaca College. He met my mother and fell in love, Kathleen Marie Haskell. They were married on November 10th, 1965. My father joined the military, the Air Force. He specialized in radar and electronics and was stationed at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi, where I was born on June 24th, 1966, Karen Lynn Crozier. After Biloxi, he was transferred to Massachusetts, and then upon the end of the Vietnam War, he was given an honorable discharge, and we moved to New York. My father and mother divorced in 1977 when I came with my mother to Florida, but I did kind of go back and forth between my mom and dad's. My dad and mom were both reporters. I've got some excellent photographs of them right up at the White House. You can't even do that anymore. My dad worked for a local TV radio station, WKRT, in Cortland, New York, as Channel 2 newsman disc jockey. He then went to work for the SUNY State University of New York at Cortland. From there, let's see. Oh yes, he helped he built the radio station there, WSUC-FM in Cortland, New York. Very popular, the Dragon. Let's see. He then went to work for Tompkins Cortland Community College in Dryden, New York, where he taught electronics and also fixed equipment. He also got his associate's degree there. He was Phi Theta Kappa, also a member of Mensa. He was very politically active. He was very interested in the Knights of the Round. Is that what it is? The Knights of the Round Table. The Civil War Knights. I'm sorry, I'm not up on my Civil War stuff. I should have paid more attention. I do have links to a website that still exists of his, and a lot of information about all of the things he's done. It's probably easier if you just read it. I'd just like to say that I miss him terribly. When he retired, he wanted to portray Robert E. Lee. See, his grandfather, William Jarvis Crozier, fought in the Civil War, and there's a piece in one of my notes about the history there. And my dad decided to become a historian, and he portrayed Robert E. Lee. That's why he finally relocated to Woodford, Virginia, so he could be closer to all the goings-on that have to do with the Civil War, because that's where it happened. He did a lot of political lobbying for gun control and stopping casinos from being put in Gettysburg, women's rights. He was very, very politically active. We didn't always disagree on our politics. He was friends with Sarah Palin, and those of you that know me know I think she's a little... Anyway, enough said. But anyway, he He had a brain aneurysm back when I was about 20, and had to have brain surgery. It leaked. So he just had a massive headache, drove himself to the hospital where they transported him to Syracuse to brain surgery. Luckily, it leaked, so they were able to get it. But years later, he worried about a little dent. It wasn't really noticeable, but he wanted to have it plastic surgery done because he liked to portray, he liked to act. As a matter of fact, he was very famous for doing the War of the Worlds and other theatrical productions. But he couldn't find a plastic surgeon who would do it. Well, finally found a quack that would. I need to really investigate this because apparently the clamp that was used must have leaked, because I noticed back around 2010 especially that my father started getting different, forgetful. He always loved to bitch about my mom's family all over town and, oh, just how horrible they were. And I was asking him about it, and he's like, I don't remember your mother. And I thought something's not right here. And it got worse. And he was in and out of the hospital. At one point, he was released. This was in Virginia. They released him and sent him home without anyone to check up on him. And his girlfriend came and found him passed out. The temperature was astronomical. She called an ambulance. He barely made it. He had blood on the brain. They put in a shunt. Finally, the shunt got sepsis, infected, and he wound up dying of a heart attack. And I wasn't with him at the end. And his girlfriend said I wouldn't want to be. She showed me a picture on her cell phone. He had become very robust, and there was nothing left of him. And he died 2 years ago today, September 28th, 2013, at Mary Washington Hospital in Fredericksburg, Virginia. But he'll always be loved and remembered by his fans for being Robert E. Lee. If you look at the likeness, no one made a better Lee. My father was 6'3½", so you know Lee was not a tall man, it turns out. But my father really knew his history. He loved that. And I remember my dad had puppets and things, and he'd always try to make me laugh, and he'd tell me the stupidest, silliest bedtime stories sometimes. I don't know if it was to get it over with or for a joke or what, but I'll never forget. And I remember one night, I was about 12 and I lived with him, and during the night I had a horrible headache. And I remember my dad just sat there and just rubbed my head. Must have been at least an hour. I don't know. It seemed like eternity. And, that's pretty special. He always trusted me. And, I find that when somebody trusts me, I'm trustworthy. I was honest when I was a kid with my dad. I wish in a way I had stayed with him. Every Wednesday night, he'd take me out for pizza and pinball at the Hollywood restaurant in Cortland, New York. And he loved karaoke. For me to do it with him, he'd drag me along. I'd make him buy me beer, because there's no way I'm going to sing somewhere in front of people. And the kicker, he went to Ithaca, New York, and did karaoke, and I got up and I sang, and it was popular at the time. Alanis Morissette, You Ought to Know. Are you thinking of me when you... And everybody was waiting to see if I'd say it, and I did loud, and they clapped and everything. But one time, my dad came here when they still had the karaoke here, and he got up there and he sang Boot Scootin' Boogie. He had everybody up line dancing. That just doesn't happen. He was an excellent singer, very intelligent, had a very distinctive voice. And I gotta thank him for teaching me, making me read the dictionary and appreciating knowledge and stuff like that. I remember him trying to explain gravity to me with this blue ball that I had, and I couldn't understand if it turns, how we didn't fall off, or how come we didn't see things upside down. He finally gave up. And I was one that I just got myself through school because once as a kid I asked him for help with, I think it was math, because math is like the worst. And he, from one problem, talked for about an hour, and that was the last time I asked for help. I did some things before he died that disappointed him, but I made it right. Unfortunately, he didn't live to see the day, but people say he knows. And I plan to honor his memory and complete things that I haven't finished. He also has a wonderful grandson, Julian Jared Crozier. He was born January 18th, 2000 in Mesa, Arizona. My only child, his only grandson, and the only one to carry on the Crozier name. He did have a sister, Cheryl Joy Crozier, but she was also adopted, but from another family. So, and my grandfather, Jerry Crozier, was very famous. He was a gunsmith and a collector, and just an amazing man too. That's a story in itself. But my dad had a lot of friends. I've been going through his pictures, and he knew everybody. I don't even know who these people are. But I'm going to post as many as I can. There's just so much. There's so much. But please, check out the notes and stuff, and because he's, he also fought for veterans at in Arlington, Virginia. And that's where he is. They put his remains in Arlington National Cemetery. He had a beautiful Air Force military ceremony for his funeral. It was fantastic. But I miss him, and I love him. I love you, Daddy. Thank you. Bye-bye.